Hi, welcome to Mark at 10. We are going to talk about RD1800 and R van versus the competition.
And we're here today to do a demonstration that compares our R van to the MP rotator. And this is a live display that I brought into my office that I could also bring into your office to do the same thing. I think the best way is to do this hands-on so you can really see the difference between a couple different nozzles. So first I'll take this cover off, and then what I've already done is I'll take about 1.5 gallons of just regular tap water, and then there's a pump in here. I'll go ahead and turn that on. We just want to make sure this is working like it should be and not spraying everywhere. So you can see. And again, this is just step number one to make sure that all this is working correctly. It's just a wagon with the display on top of that, and then a few items.
We'll next be showing you the actual RD, the spray body that holds back 14 feet of water. It reduces erosion and liability, and there's no secondary check valve. This is our flow shield, which is a visual indication if there happens to be a nozzle that has been removed or vandalized. Also, the system will continue to operate properly.
Before we run the live display comparison, we should look at the spray body itself, which is just as important as the R van nozzle. This is called an RD1800. The RD stands for rugged and durable, which is an improvement over our standard 1800 spray head that people have been used to for many years. So this actual one is a 6-inch pop-up. And let's show you what it looks like inside. We can get into more detail later. But this is, on the base here, debris pockets. And on the inside, you can see a little bit better. On the base here, that's a check valve, and that check valve holds back 14 feet of water. And if you look in here, you'll see sort of a smaller spring within the spring, and that is our pressure regulator. Now we can have these regulate at either 30 or 45 psi, and we'd like to see 45 psi is the optimum pressure for our R van nozzles. Another one of the differences is the wiper seal, and the RD1800 has a triple bladed wiper seal, and that gives us more longevity, especially when there's grit. And in this case, you can see we have the purple for reclaimed water.
This is our R van family of nozzles. We have 8 to 14 foot, 13 to 18 foot, 17 to 24 foot, and all of those are adjustable from 45 degrees to 270 degrees. We also have 360 degree models. We have recently added our strip nozzles, and those are 5 foot by 15 foot and 5 foot by 30 foot for a side strip. R van adjustability. Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Now, there are many differences between the R van and the MP rotator. And I'd like to demonstrate some of these, especially the adjustability with our live display. So one of the first differences, and we should start off with the MP rotator that's been around the market for many years and has done very well. And we've had to come back in and see if we could make ours better. So there was a couple things that we've done is, one, you can see here, this is MP rotator tool. This way you can adjust the arc. And then on the other end here, it has a small screwdriver. So you can actually adjust the distance. Okay, so it gives you a little bit of an idea there. So what we're going to do, so I've already got this pre-set up, we're going to go ahead and take this MP rotator nozzle, and we have the tool ready to go in case we need it. And this pump is set up at about 43 psi, which is right between the optimum for the MP at 40 and the RVan at 45 psi. So we have the same stem and everything, but notice this, we always want a left edge, so we know this is where the spray starts, and then we adjust it to the right. So every spray head and most every nozzle has a left edge. Now if you look on here, there's a very small, I don't know if you can see it, little mark here, and there's an indentation here. It's not super clear, but I've done this enough times that I know where it is. So that's their left edge. I'm going to take the RVan out, and we will replace that. Make sure we get the left edge fairly close so I don't get my whole office wet. Bring that down, and then just screw that on while I'm holding the base. I might take a little bit of time to charge that, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that on and just we'll see what it does. There it goes. Seems like I got fairly close on the left edge. Hopefully you can hear me. Now, so if we want to make an adjustment with this, I will just show you that. We take this tool, see what it looks like close up, put it here, and then we can actually bring this back and do a fairly small change there in the arc. So just bringing it back. That's as far as we can go with this particular nozzle, and then we can open that up or we can close it. So if you do have the tool, you can get this done, assuming that you don't have a lot of dirt and debris. Now, if you want to change the radius or the distance of throw, you can turn this down until you can almost turn it off. And that's after you reduce, enough of the water, you're not going to get any rotation. So that's sort of how that works. Again, if this screw is very small, to get any sand or silt or grit in there, very difficult to do. The other thing is, if the system over time or initially has sand, debris, grit that goes through it, there is no way to actually service this except take it off and try to clean it out or throw it away and get another nozzle. So this is the MP rotator. Okay, so now we do not need the tool for the RVan. There's some unique features where it really is coming with a tool. If you look on here, first off, there's a left edge. You can see the white line right there. And on this, you actually can, on the top, you can push this down and you can change that arc. It's that easy. You just push down and turn while it's running. We'll do that in just a second. And also there's an edge right here, a dial. And if you turn this clockwise, you can increase the radius. And if you turn it the other way, you can decrease the radius. The other feature that I was actually really surprised that we added this, and I think it's great, you can pull up while it's running, you can pull this whole nozzle up and it literally will flush the nozzle out. So if you get debris in there, it's okay. You can get that out while it's running and never take the nozzle off. Again, this is the R van. So let's go ahead and take this off. Obviously, while it's not running, it's probably a good idea. We'll put this to the side. And let's find our edge. And you can see there's our left edge. Really easy to find, a little bit more difficult with MP. It's important to be able to find that quickly, especially for a contractor if they want to get this in right the first time. I'll screw this down tight enough. And let's go ahead and turn that on. And there we have it. It's pretty good. Actually, it looks really good. So I'm going to go in here and make some adjustments. Now, what's nice about our shorter radius R bands, we can really turn it off. And the nice thing about being able to turn this off is that if you're doing construction and maybe there's an area that you don't want it to get wet while you're busy weeding or trimming or installing new planting, you can turn this off and have others run, of course. Or I can bring this all the way out very easily without a tool. And you can see I'm not going to go much farther than a 180 on this. Okay, so I mentioned too the part about the changing the radius or the distance. So if I go this direction, which is clockwise, I'm literally getting more distance. If I bring this down counterclockwise, you can see I can bring it way down to just, this will probably just be a few feet in distance. You normally don't want to adjust it down much more than 25% if you want to keep the same precipitation rate. Now if you want to flush it, you might risk getting a little wet here, but if you want to flush it, you're going to pull this up. And you can see water comes out from all sides. Yeah, I did get a little bit wet, but it's okay because I flushed the debris out. Again, that's the R van. Now another thing I've done, sometimes it gets a little bit dark to do this, but we'll see, is I'll use a strobe light, and a strobe light, that'll give us a little better look at what the spray pattern and the droplet size looks like. So let's see what happens. That's at low speed. Higher speed. So hopefully you can see some differences with this. And I'll come around on the front too. That's a pretty high speed right now. And we'll come around here. Have it spraying into us. We'll see if that helps. See any differences between the two. If not, that's fine. At least we tried.
This is the most exciting part to our R vans. Our R vans are match precipitation. Why is that important? If you look on the top with MP rotator, shows 3 different nozzles with 3 different precip rates, which means if you have all of those working in one area, you have to put them on 3 different valves. With the R vans, that's not the case. You can have 0.6 inches per hour. You can put 3 nozzles on the same zone, and you can even have our 5,000 rotors on the same zone because they're match precipitation.
Now, what is absolutely amazing is we have our 5,000 rotor that has nozzles that are match precip to our rotary nozzle, the R-van. And also with this particular model, we have a flow stop, and it's just a little bit more than a quarter turn to totally turn that off. I think it's a great feature again when you're doing construction and you want some areas to be irrigated and some do not need it. Upper 5,000.